So good evening all. I'll wait for 5 minutes so that everyone can join. Mm. Okay. Till now, what are the topics we have covered in Python? Anyone you can unmute and tell. What are the topics we have covered and what are the topics you have understood? It can be even a single topic also you can unmute and you can tell. What are the topics we have seen so far?
List, tuples, sets, dictionary.
Yes, very good. List, tuples, sets, dictionaries. These are data structures of Python. Then whatever you know you can tell. Till now, what are the topics from the first class to till now? The first class we have seen Python fundamentals and we have seen how to install Python in your system and how to run through IDLE, which means Integrated Development and Learning Environment, and how to run Python through command prompt CMD. So these all we have seen in the first class, just an introduction of fundamentals in Python. Then in the second class, we have seen data types, variables, comments, strings, then different data types. This and all we have seen in the second class. Then in the third class, we have seen operators, like different types of operators, arithmetic operators, logical operators, assignment operators. So these are all different types of operators we have seen in the third class. Then after that, we have gone into strings, uh, how to uh, how to do string handling operations like slicing a string. So these and all string operations we have seen. After the string, we have seen list, tuple, sets, dictionaries. Now in today's class, and finally yesterday we have seen control flow statements. So what are the control flow statements? Yesterday, what are the control flow statements you know? You can list any 3 to 4 control flow statements. Yesterday we covered. You can just tell what you know. Yesterday in the last class, control flow statements. Yes,
Pass, continue, and break.
yes, pause, continue, break. Then loops. What are the loops we have seen?
For and while.
Yes. Then if conditions. What are the if conditions we have seen yesterday?
If, else, and elif.
Yes, if, elif, else. So these all are called control flow statements or conditions. So we have seen yesterday. So in today's class, we see about functions. What is functions? You can tell generally if you know what is function in programming language.
A block of code that is executed when the function's name is called.
Yes, correct. That's the thing, same. So it's like a block of code. We have some set of codes within that block, and if you call that block, uh, that function will get executed. So that's the function. So if you want to do any repetitive task like that, you can create a function. So we'll see that. I will share my screen. So first we'll go with PPT, then we'll go with Jupyter Notebook. So I hope everyone who opening the Jupyter Notebook and you should uh, you are you are trying to code along with me. Okay, don't just sit and watch. If you watch, you will not get practice. So in today's class, we'll see about functions in Python programming language. So first, we'll see about functions. What is functions in Python programming? Then we'll see about types of functions in Python programming. In the types of functions, there are only four types of functions. One is built-in functions, and the second is user-defined function, and the third is lambda function, and the fourth one, last one, is recursive functions. So only these four types of functions available in Python. And the last one is we will see about practical implementation in Jupyter Notebook. Okay. So first, functions. So Python function is a block of statements that returns the specific task. The idea is to put some commonly or repeatedly done tasks together and make a function, so that instead of writing the same code again and again for different inputs, so we can do the function calls to reuse code contained in it over and over again. So if you want to do any repetitive task or commonly used task, you can create function and you can just call the function. You don't need to code again and again. Some benefits of using function is the main is it increases code readability. Then it increases code reusability. So this would be a main applications, main benefit. Like you can reduce the uh, more number of typing the codes. So it's reusability. So if you want to declare a user-defined function in Python, first you have to use the def. It's a keyword. So this keyword is you have to use def keyword. Then you have to give the function name. So whatever the function name you can give, it's your choice. It's an user choice. The function name, then parenthesis. Parenthesis, inside the parenthesis you should have a parameter. You can give parameter. You can also leave the parameter, but by default you can give any parameters if you want. Then there is a colon, enter. You have to give the statement. So this is called the statement, body of the statement in the function. You can write the codes inside this body of the statement. And finally you have to give return expression, what this function return. So this is a function return is a keyword and you have to give the expression. So this is the basic syntax of declaring a function in Python. Okay. So next, in terms of types of function, the main types of function in Python is one is a built-in function, user-defined function, lambda function, recursive function. So can you give examples of built-in function in Python? At least one or two you can try. Examples for built-in function. We are already using typing every day. Examples for built-in functions in Python. Okay. So I will show the built-in functions. First, we'll see the types of Python function arguments. So this is a types of function and this is a types of argument. types of arguments that can be passed in a function. So Python supports various types of arguments that can be passed at the time of the function call. In Python, we have the following function argument types in Python. One is a default argument, the second one is keyword arguments, third is positional argument, and the fourth is arbitrary arguments, which is variable length arguments. You can also, there is a short form called args star args and double star kwargs, args quarks. So these are the four types of arguments. We will see it in detail the next slides. So built-in functions. So these are the examples of built-in functions. These some of the functions we are already using it daily. So Python provides a lot of built-in function that easiest the writing of code. So print function we are using daily. So what's the use of this print function?
To output data on the console.
Yes, correct. Then what's the use of this type function?
To show the type of the data.
Yes, to get the data type, you can use this type function. An input function,
To accept input from the user.
yes, to get the input from the user, you can use input function. So like this, there are a lot of functions. You can go one on one explore. So this gives absolute value, this gives power. So like this, there are a lot of functions, input functions. This is only very few, but there are a lot of input functions. So this print function just gives the print whatever print you are, it will give the output. And type function, it will give the type. Here they have given a list of fruits and they have given a tuple. Print type of list of fruits, you will get class tuple. And this abs function, absolute function, returns the absolute value of the specified number. Suppose if you give a negative number -676, if you print absolute of this negative number, it will give the positive number as 676. So whatever negative number if you give, if you give the absolute function, it will give as a positive number. Then this power function, this everyone knows, like if you give x equal to power of 3 comma 4, if you give print x, this will give us 3 power 4, like this x power y, it will give us 3 power 4. If you solve the 3 power 4, you have to multiply 3 to 4 times. If you multiply 3 4 times, you will get this output. So this is a power function. And this is a round function where we'll round to the nearest value. So this is a nearest number equal to round of 87.76 some decimal. If you print nearest number, you will get this 87.76 rounded to 88. 87.7 will get rounded to 88. So it will get round to the nearest value. And L function, if you want to this L function is used to display the documentation of modules, functions, classes, keywords. If you want to see any documentations, functions, you can use this L function. And now we will see about user-defined function. So a function that you define yourself in a program is known as user-defined function. You can give any name to a user-defined function. However, you cannot use the Python keywords as function name. So in Python, there are some keywords which is reserved for that. So you cannot use that keywords as a function name. Other than that, you can give any other names you want. Okay. In Python, we defined user-defined function using def keyword followed by the function name. And the syntax is def keyword, name of the function, parenthesis, colon. And below that, there should be a statement. And the user-defined functions are of 4 types. So we'll see about each. The first thing is function without return and without parameter. This is one type of function. The second one is without return and with parameter. And the third one is with return and without parameter. And the last one is function with return and with parameter. So what is parameter or arguments?
It is what is given within the parenthesis.
Yes, correct. So we will see about example of function without return and without parameter to add numbers. Okay, so first they are giving a def keyword and function name sum and parenthesis colon. So inside that they are print enter two numbers. After that they are giving two variables a and b and getting the input. So a equal to int of input and b equal to int of input. So after giving this two variables, now they are giving one more variable called s equal to a plus b. Then finally print statement print sum is s, and finally they are calling this sum operation. So what would be the output means, first if you put this sum, if you call this function, so this part is declaring a function and this part is calling the function. The function name is sum parenthesis. You have to call that function name with parenthesis, sum and parenthesis. So if you call and press run this program, first you will get enter two numbers. This print statement will get. After that it asks input a and b will ask input. First you have to give any number, then you have to enter. That first number will be stored into this a variable. Then again it will ask another number to enter. You have to give one more number. This second number will be stored into the b. Okay, after that, after storing a and b, this s equal to a plus b, this addition operation happens. After finally it will print sum is this s. So sum is 10 plus 12 22. The final output will get printed. So that's it, simple. So anyone have doubt in this? Everyone understood how this function declaration and function calling? Shall I move next? Anyone have doubt in this? Shall I move next? Everyone understood? First you have to give def keyword, function name, parenthesis, colon. That's it. Within that you have to give, you can write any codes you want. Here they are first printing enter two numbers. Enter two numbers will get displayed. Then a is a variable getting the input from the user. Same b is also variable getting the input in the form of integer. If you don't give int, if you don't give this int keyword, it will store in what data type?
The data type that was entered by the user.
Yes, if I don't give int here, in what data type it will be stored? By default input gets what data type?
String.
Yes, correct. So it will consider as a string, and if you perform addition operation to the string, it will give what? It will give like 1012, which means 1012. So that would be a wrong method. So if you want to do any mathematical operations, if you want to give any numbers, you have to give this int, and then you have to give this input, b equal to int of input. So now it will consider as a integer. So a and b will be as an integer, then addition operation, then it will give the print function. That's it. So this is one way of function without return and without parameter. Anyone have doubt in this? Only if you understand this. Next I will show next I will show about parameters. Shall I move next? Shall I move next? If you have doubt, ask now itself.
Can you repeat once?
Okay. See here, this is the way of function without return and without parameter. if you want to declare a function in Python, first you have to use the def keyword, then function name. Here the function name is sum. After that parenthesis, then colon. Okay, so this is the first line. Once the first line is done, you have to press enter. If you press enter, automatically it will take an indentation. One tab will come. Then in this second line, print enter two numbers. So it will display that enter two numbers. Okay, this is second line. Then in the third line, you are giving you are declaring a new variable called a, and in that new variable you are getting the input from the user. So to get the input, you have to use this input function. Okay, by default that input function will be in a string format. So you have to convert typecast into the integer format. So you have to use this int parenthesis, within inside the parenthesis you should give input. Okay, now the number entered by the user 10 will be stored in the a. Okay, this is third line. And in the fourth line, new variable b, same, they are giving input in the form of int. Here the user is entered 12. This 12 will be stored into the b. Okay, so a is 10, b is 12. Now again one more new variable s equal to a plus b. A plus b means 10 plus 12. Okay, 10 plus 12 gives 22. S equal to 22. Now print sum is, this is string, it will directly print same sum is, and this s will print as 22. So the final output will be sum is 22, and you can see that sum is 22. So understood? Still have doubt?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this one is function with parameter and without return. So here they are given parameters. Parameters means within the parenthesis you can give the parameter a, b, or whatever name you want. Here they are given a and b, two parameters. It can also called as arguments. Arguments or parameters, both words are same. Okay. Same example, def sum, they are passing two parameters a comma b. Okay. Then in the second line they are giving new variable s equal to a plus b, and print sum is yes. Okay, so this is a function, then outside the function they are giving print enter two numbers, and again two new variables a and b to get the input from the user, and finally calling this sum function sum of a comma b. Okay, so now what happen is, in the previous example they didn't give any arguments here, but here they are given a and b as argument. So by calling the function also, you have to use these arguments a comma b. Okay, so that's it. Rest everything is same. This print enter two numbers will get enter two numbers, then this a and b you should enter a and b, and finally the sum, if you call sum a comma b, this a will be 10, b will be 20, sum of 10 comma 20, it will go and check here, s equal to 10 plus 20 will give s equal to 30, and it will print this sum is 30. So that's it. Everyone understood? Function with parameter. Shall I move next?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so here function without parameter and with return statement. So in this same def sum, it's a def is a keyword, sum is a function name, parenthesis, no parameters, print enter two numbers, a equal to two input, then s equal to a plus b, return yes. Outside the function they are given one more variable, new variable c equal to sum. They are calling this function, as well as assigning it to c variable. Okay, they are calling this function, assigning it to C variable. Print sum is C. So that's it. Here the what the process is, they have given S equal to A plus B. So here 10 plus 20 S equal to 30, and finally the function returns this S. So whatever this S value it will return. So it will return 30. This sum function returns 30, means this sum is 30 now. 30 assigned C, 30 equal to C. So print sum is 30. The final answer is sum is 30. So this is the way of using the return function. In previous function, they have used the print statement. They have used the print statement to print the output in both the previous function. But here they didn't use print statement. Instead of print, they have used the return function. This return function will returns the yes. So that's it. Function without parameters and with return. The same answer only will come. And this is one type of declaring a function. And the next one is function with parameter and with return. So here both the parameters and the return keyword also come. So def sum of a comma b, it's a parameter, and second line s equal to a plus b, it's an addition, returns yes. So this is a function. Outside the function they are entering two numbers and getting the input in a, b, and again one more new variable c equal to sum of a comma b. So now the sum of a comma b is calling this function as well as assigning into the c variable. So sum of a comma b, so whatever the input a is 10, b equal to 20, sum of 10 comma 20, sum of 10 comma 20 is 30. So 30 equal to c. If you print sum is 30, the final answer is sum is 30. So understood? Just by using parameters and return. Shall I move next?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here scope, a variable is only available from inside the region it is created. This is called scope. So if you see here, this is a function. Within the inside the function, they have given x equal to 300 and print x. And if you give my function, it will print this x. So a variable created inside a function is available inside that function. So you can do operation only inside the function with x. You cannot get this, you cannot access the x value outside the function. You cannot access outside the function. Only thing is you can print by calling the function, but you cannot access this x variable outside the function. If you want to access outside, what you have to give? If you want to access outside the function also, what keyword you have to give? I have taught in the previous class. If you want to
Global.
yes, correct, you have to give the global keyword. If you give the global keyword, it can be accessed anywhere in the program. So this one is a function inside another function. It's called a local scope. The local variables can be accessed from a function within the function. So here def my function x equal to 300. This is one type of one function, and within that function they are declaring one more function, def my inner function, and print x. Then now they are calling inner function first. First they are calling inner function, and second they are calling outer function. So by this way you can declare two functions inside the function. So this if you call this function, you will get print x. This x will get printed. Again, if you call this function, you will get printed this x. So that's the thing, function inside another function. Next, global scope, it's like declaring a global. So a variable created outside a function is global and can be used anyone. So if you declare outside the function a variable, this can be considered as a global variable. You can access even inside the function, outside the function. So both gives the same answer. It's a global. And this is a global keyword where if you want you can use variable global keyword to declare the variable into global. So if, since the x equal to 300 which is inside the function, they have used this global keyword. Okay, if x is outside the function, you don't need global keyword. So that's it. And lambda function. So lambda function is so far we have covered two types. One is inbuilt function, and one is user defined function. And this is a lambda function is a third type of function in Python. Okay, this is just a lambda function is a small anonymous function. It's just a one line function. You can declare it's an anonymous function. A lambda function can take any number of arguments but can have only one expression. So this is the syntax that you have to use the lambda keyword and arguments colon expression. So it can have any number of arguments but it can have only one expression. So this is the basic syntax to declare lambda function. So here you can see that add 10 to argument a and return the result. So x is a variable, x equal to, they have given lambda and this a is an argument, lambda a colon, you have to add 10 to that argument means a plus 10. So that's the way of declaring a lambda function. And finally you have to call that variable and you have to give the arguments, print x of 5, and you will get that this 5 is considered as an argument key. So 5 plus 10 15, you will get out. So that's it. That's the way of declaring a lambda function. So yeah, so anyone have doubt in this? Lambda keyword, argument, colon, expression. This expression can be anything: addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. So this is an expression. It can have n number of expressions. Okay, it can have n number of arguments, but it can have only one expression. So it's addition is a it's just an one expression. So anyone have doubt in this? How to declare a lambda function? Shall I move next? If you have doubt, you can ask me now itself. This is the simple form of declaring a lambda function. X is a variable. You are giving an equal to symbol, lambda keyword, argument, colon, expression, and print x of 5. If I give x of 10, what output I'll get?
20.
Yes, correct. So anyone have doubt in this? I'll move next. So here multiply argument a with argument b and return the result. Same, x equal to lambda of a comma b. Here two parameters, a comma b is a two parameters, colon, and here expression is a multiply b. So a star b, and print x of 5 comma 6. So if I give this statement, I will get this multiple operation a star b. It means a multiple b. So a is 5 and b is 6. So 5 6 are, I'll get the 30 as the result. So that's it, lambda function. So if I give any number like 10 5, a is 10 and b is 5, I'll get 10 5s are 50. So whatever number you use, it will get multiplied as per this expression. And the third one is summarize arguments a b c and return the result. See, arguments parameter both are same. It can use anything, argument or parameters. So x equal to lambda of argument 3 arguments a comma b comma c, 3 arguments, colon, and they are giving addition expression a plus b plus c, and print x of, they are giving these three numbers 5 comma 6 comma 2, and if you do this you will get all this addition 5 plus 6 11, 11 plus 2 30. You will get the result 30. So that's it. Anyone have doubt in the lambda function? I'll move next. So here def my function, you can also use the lambda function in the return statement. Okay, so return lambda of a is an argument colon a star n. So this will give a result. I'll see the next slide. So here they are saying that use that function definition to make a function that always doubles the number you send in. So it should double the number whatever number it gets the input. So def my function of n return lambda a colon a star n. So this is a function. This is a function, and they are using one more new variable my doubler equal to my function of 2. So by default they are giving the here as 2, since they want in a double format they are given 2. And if you print my double, and if you pass any number here, it will print it as a double format, because it's like multiple by 2. So this 11 is a, this 11 is a, and this 2 is a n. So 11 into 2 will get 22. So that's it. And here the same function, they want to triple the number whatever you send in. So if you want to triple, they are given a new my tripler variable and the my function, and they are passing is 3 as a n, and print my triple of 11. It will get 11 into 3, you will get 33 as the output. And in this function they are given both my doubler variable and my tripler variable. If you the my doubler, they are given n equal to 2. In the my tripler they are given n equal to 3. And if in the final, if you print my doubler my tripler, you get both 22 and 33. And the last one is a Python recursive function. So in Python, we know that a function can call other functions. It is even possible for that function to call itself. So this type of construct are termed as recursive function. So recursive function means a function that calls itself. It's called a recursive function. So you can see the example here. Def is a key. Def is a function declaration, and you have to use recursive keyword. Recursive, recursive, and within that you have to use any statement, and finally you are calling the recursive function. And for this example is you can see the factorial, def factorial of x. This is a recursive function to find the factorial of an integer. If x equal to 1, return 1, else return of this condition. This is a factorial condition, x multiple of factorial of x minus 1. So which means that this function calls again this factorial function of x minus 1. So the function calls itself again. So this is an example of recursive function. And outside the function, they are asking to enter a number, and that entered number is stored in the num variable, and they are finally printing the factorial of that entered number. So if they entered 5, if the entered number is 5, the factorial of 5 is 120. You will get that factorial is 120. That's it. Anyone have doubt in this? I'll move to Jupyter Notebook. Anyone have doubt? This is the last recursive function is the fourth type of function in Python. First one is built-in function, second one is user-defined function, third one is lambda function, fourth one is recursive function. That's it. That's all. That's the four types of functions in Python. Shall I move? You have any doubt in this? I'll go to Jupyter Notebook. Shall I move?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we'll see the implementation of practical implementation of functions. So first thing is creating and calling a function. I have used def keyword and the function name is my function parenthesis colon. Within that I have given just a print statement, print hello from a function. After printing this, if I don't call the function, if I don't call function, what output I'll get? You have to tell. If I don't call, if I just run this cell, what output I'll get? If I run this cell, what output I'll get? It will get nothing. It just created a function. It just created a function. But if you want to print this statement, you have to call that function. Only if you call that function, you will get. So here the function name is my function and parenthesis. Now if I run this cell, what output I'll get?
Hello from a function.
Yes, hello from a function. That print statement will get printed. You can see here. So in Python, you have to create a function and you have to call the function. Then only it will execute whatever you have given within the function. If you don't call the function, it will not execute. So arguments. So in this program, I have created my function and I have passed one argument fname. Fname is an argument, and print fname plus this string references this string. Now I am calling my function and I am passing the argument fname as any argument, any name I can pass. So my function Emil, my function Tobias, my function Linus. What output I'll get? First, what output will get for this line? I am calling the function with one argument, because the fname is one argument. So I am giving one argument as Emil. First line, this my function, what output I'll get?
Emil and then that
References.
thing.
Second line,
Tobias and the reference.
yes, same, followed by the third line, Linus plus references. So you can see the output here. So this Emil will be considered as a first name plus this references. So this function expects two arguments and get two arguments. So def my function, I have given two arguments. One is fname and one is lname. I have given two arguments, and in the print I am giving fname plus this is a space and press lname. Now I am calling my function by passing two arguments. Okay. So if I print this statement, what output I'll get? If I print this statement, what output I'll get? You have to guess. These are all very simple program.
Emil reference.
Yes, first name, last name with space. Emil reference. In case if I don't give the second argument, what output I'll get? If I don't give second argument, what output I'll get?
Will there be an error?
Yes, correct.
Because the argument is
Yes. See, if you pass two arguments, then while calling the function also you have to give two arguments. If you pass one argument, you have to give one argument. So if you mismatch this, it will create an error. So that's the thing, you have to be careful. Then arbitrary arguments. So in this arbitrary arguments, you can use this keyword star args. So if you why this arbitrary arguments is, if you do not know how many arguments that will be passed into your function, you can just add a single star before the parameter name. in that function definition. So this way the function will receive a tuple of arguments and can access the items accordingly. So in this example, if the number of arguments is unknown, if you in the number of arguments is unknown, you have to just add a star before the parameter name. So def my function kids is a parameter. Before that, they have just added one star and print the youngest child is plus kids of 2. And while calling a function, you can call n number of parameters. Okay. So if I print, what output I'll get?
The youngest child is Linus.
Yes, correct. See here, this is 0, this is 1, and this is 2. They are calling kids of 2 index number. So Linus will get printed. The youngest child is Linus. Okay. So if you want to add, you can add some more strings also, because if you here, since you have star, you can have n number of arguments here. So that's it.
I have a question.
Yes.
In the print statement, it is written the plus kids and in bracket 2. What
Yes.
if there were only 2 arguments that were passed?
Okay. If you, I don't know, I'll check. Maybe it will give an error. I'll check. It gives an error because there is no index value. Index value has only 0, 1. You can give within that index value. You can give either 0 or 1. Okay.
Okay,
So you can give 1 here,
thank you.
and you'll get the youngest child is Tobias. So that's the thing. If you don't know the number of parameters, you just give the star. And keyword arguments, for that short form is quarks. You can also send arguments with the key value syntax, similar to dictionary. This way the order of arguments does not matter. So def my function, they are given three arguments, child 3, child 2, child 1. Print the youngest child is plus child 3. Now calling the function. Now while calling the function, you have to give parameters in a key value format. So this child 1 is a key and this Emil is a value. This child 1 is reference to this parameter. Child 1 equal to Emil, child 2 equal to Tobias, child 3 equal to Linus. If I print, what output I'll get?
The youngest child is Linus.
Yes, correct. Because they are calling child 3. This child 3 represents this Linus value. Then arbitrary keyword arguments, which means double star quirks. So if the number of the keyword arguments is unknown and a double star before the parameter name. So when should use single star and double star means if you want the output in a dictionary format. So if you want an output in the dictionary of arguments, you can use double star. Or if you want output as a tuple, you can use single star. Can access the items accordingly. So if the number of keyboard arguments is unknown, def my function, I have used two star kid print is last name plus kid of L name. Then my function I have to use in the form of like dictionary. This is a key and this is a value, and this is key and this is a value. And what output I'll get? They are calling kid of last name. Last name means L name. What output I'll get? What's the output?
His last name is Rexness.
Yes, correct. See this this L name has this reference, and they are calling this kid of L name. His last name is references. Then there is a default parameter value. So if you see here, the following example shows how to use default parameter value. If we call a function without argument, it uses the default value. def my function, and they are giving parameter, and for parameter also they are giving a default value. Country is a parameter and they are assigning a value as Norway, country equal to string Norway, and print I am from country. So now I am calling the function, my function of Sweden, my function of India, my function. I am not giving any parameter here. Again, I am calling my function Brazil. So if I print, what output I'll get? The first line, what output I'll get? I am
I
declaring.
am from Sweden.
Second line,
I am from India.
third line,
I am from Norway.
fourth line, as well as Brazil. See here, if you don't give any parameter, by default you have given a you are given a value for this argument. So by default it will take this value if you don't give any parameter here. Okay, so that's the use of default parameter value. So if you give any value, it will change, it will be changed, it will be overwritten. This Norway will be overwritten to Brazil if you give any parameters. So that's it. I'll execute this. You can see that third one, I am from Norway. It will get printed by default parameter. Okay, then passing a list as an argument. You can also pass the list as an argument. So def my function of food is an argument. Then inside the function they are using for loop for x in food, print x. Now fruits is a list of apple, banana, cherry. While calling a function, they are passing a list of fruits as an argument. So if I print, what output I'll get? You can also pass any list like that as an argument. You can send any data type of arguments to a function. It can be string, number, list, dictionary, etc. So here they have given only list. So what output I'll get? It will print one by one. For x in food, print x. It will print each item one by one. You will get apple, banana, cherry. Okay. So next, return a value. This one is like just a returning. I am declaring def my function of x. X is a parameter, and return 5 into 5 multiplication of x. So whatever number I'll give here, it will be multiple by 5. So print my function of passing a number 3. What output I'll get?
15,
Second one,
25,
third one,
35.
yes. So 15, 25, 45 will be the answer. Then the pass statement, function definition cannot be empty, but if you for some reason you have function definition with no content, you can use this pass function. Then regression. So this regression, Python also accept function regression, which means a defined function can call itself. The function which can call itself is called as an recursion function. So here the example is they are given a factorial, def factorial function name, and the parameter is x, and inside this they are having two statements. One is if x equal to 1, return 1, else return this condition. So this is a condition that x multiplication of factorial of x minus 1. So factorial means, see, if I give 3 factorial means, if I give 3 factorial,
3 into 2 into 1.
yes, the output is like 3 into 2 into 1, if you don't know. So 3 2s are 6, 6 1s are 1. This is for 3 factorial. If you give 5 factorial, 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So that output will get. So this logic is for that one. And here thing is this factorial of x minus 1. They are calling this function again within that function itself. So this way of calling a function itself is called recursive function. Okay, and here outside the function they are just printing enter number, and the entered number will be stored in a num variable, and print the factorial of num is, they are calling this function again. They are calling the factorial function and passing this entered num value. Okay, so I'll just enter, I'll just run this cell. If I run, what output I'll get first? If I run this cell,
First enter a number.
okay,
And
it
then
has to enter a number. Okay, you can give me the number.
5.
Okay, then if I press enter,
it's
what?
5 factorial, 5 factorial.
So the factorial of 5 is 120. So the factorial of is a string. The factorial of is a string, and this 5 represents this num. This num is entered by the user. Whatever the user entered this number, you will get here 5. The factorial of 5 is 120. This 120 means 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, you will get 120 answer. So that's it. Anyone now doubt in this factorial recursive function? You can give any number, based on that it will give the factorial. If I give factorial of 10, if I enter 10, I'll get factorial of 10. The factorial of 10 is this much number. Okay, so anyone have doubt in this?
No doubt.
Okay, so next one is the lambda function. So lambda function is a small anonymous function. You can declare it in a single line. So here the add 10 to argument a and return the result x equal to lambda of a. This is a lambda keyword and argument colon and expression. So this adds a number 5 plus 10 and it gives 15. What's the output for this second lambda function?
30.
And this one, how many arguments?
13.
How many arguments?
13. 3 arguments.
3 arguments. Okay. And here use the function definition to make a definition that always doubles the number you send in. So in this example we have already shown. So def my function and the argument is n, returning lambda as a colon a multiplication of n. So here this my doubler is a new variable. My doubler equal to my function of passing a 2. Passing a 2 means if you want any number you pass, it should be double, means you have to give this 2. And print my doubler of 11. So if I print this, what output I'll get? What output I'll get? We have already seen. Returning a lambda function. They want any number you give, it should get printed in a double format. It's very simple. What's the double of 11?
22.
Yes, correct. 22. So if I change number here like 50, what output I'll get?
100.
Yes. So it just doubles the number. So here my doubler, so if you want to get in the triple format, this one, I have to give, instead of 2 I have to give here 3. So if I give 3 here, this whatever number you pass, it will triples the number. So this 11 into 3, it will give 33. Okay, this prints both
I have a question.
Yes.
Uh, Taking one of the examples in say my tripler, when we are doing taking the value of my tripler is equal to my function of 3,
Okay.
the 3 is going to A or is it going to N? And similarly, like in print also, my tripler bracket 11, the
Okay.
11 is going to A or to N.
Okay. So this 2, 3 will go to as a n argument. This 11 is the A. 11 or 12 or whatever number you give. This number will go to A, and this function will go to N, because you are calling the function, right? My function is what? My function is this my function, and here the parameter is N, and whatever number you give, it will consider as a N only. This 2 will consider as this N, this 3 will consider as this N, as usual this N also. Clear?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's it. So these are some of the examples program we have covered. We have seen this, some of the examples. What output I'll get? Who can tell this? First I have def and I have given a function name sum. Within the function name I have given print enter two numbers and two variables a and b, which will get the input from the user, and c equal to a plus b. Print sum is c, and finally I am calling the function. And if I run this cell, what will happen?
First, enter two numbers will be done,
Okay, you can say any two numbers,
3 and 6,
3, 6, and finally it will give
9.
us some.
The sum
Okay,
is 9.
okay. And this one, this one
It's
also
the
same.
same.
Everything is the same. Only thing is the parameters. Here we don't have parameters. Here I am passing the parameters, but everything is same output only will come. Here I just give 5 and 10. I'll give 15. Here I'll give 1 and 4. I get 5. So in this example, a simple Python function to check whether x is even or odd. So def, the function name is even odd, passing the parameter x, and there is a condition: if x mod 2 equal to 0, print even, else print odd. And they are passing even odd 2, even odd 3. So what output I'll get?
First even, second odd.
Yes, correct. So 2 is even, so it prints even. 3 is odd, it prints odd. So that's the thing, it's just a function. By you can create a function as even odd. And the next one is default arguments. So what output I'll get for this? Def my function, I have two arguments, x and y. In the y I have given a default argument. If I print x, if I print y, what output I'll get? And I'm calling my function of 10. Okay, so what output I'll get?
X is 10 and Y is 50.
Yes, correct. That's it. Here I didn't give y parameter, because if in case if I give this like this, what output I'll get?
X is 10 and Y is 20.
Yes. See, if you give any parameter, it will override this value. If you don't give, by default, it will print whatever it is. So that's the default parameter. And this one Python program to demonstrate keyboard arguments. Def student first name last name, print first name last name, and student keywords. This is the same. So if I print, what output I'll get? There are two. I am calling function two times.
Both times will be same.
Yes. So first it will print learn practice, second also it will print learn practice. Even though I have given last name as first and this one interchanged, but it will directly consider this format only, first name, last name. So I'll get learn practice. That's it. And positional argument. This positional argument means here they are given two arguments, name comma age. Print hi, I am name. Print my age is this. So you will get correct output because argument is given in the correct order. So in the case one, you are calling the function and you are passing the argument as Suraj 27. So if I call this function, what output will be? What output I'll get? If I call this function which I highlighted, two arguments. One is name and age. The name is Suraj, age is 27. If I call the yes,
It will be hi, I am Suraj, mine, and then below my age is 27.
yes, correct. Same if I call by this method. I am using 27 before, then I'm changing it. What will happen?
The name and age will be switched, so it will be like hi, I am 27, and below my age is
Yes.
Suraj.
So it's like changed. So this is wrong. But even though it will print, but this is wrong. So you have to give in the correct order. That is the positional argument. You have to give correct position. As per the position, you have to pass this argument. So that's it. This quarks we have already seen. If you don't know the number of arguments, you can give this star. And this one, what output I'll get? They are given two functions. F1 is a function. Within that function, they have given F2. What output I'll get?
I love data science.
Yes, correct. So first, this is one type of one function, and within that function, they are giving one more function and print yes. Now they are calling this F2 function, and finally they are calling F1 function. Okay. So that's it. You'll get this yes string will get printed there. And the next thing is this is Python code to illustrate the cube of a number using the lambda function. So def cube of x equal to return x into x into x. So this is a normal function. And this one is a lambda function. Variable lambda keyword x argument, and this is an expression. Okay. So what output I'll get? It can be also down if you want, you can. So this is a normal function and this is a lambda function. First one I am calling a normal function cube and passing the number 7. Second one I am calling the lambda function and passing the 7. Output, is there any difference in the output?
No.
No. So both are same. I'll get 343. You can use lambda function or you can use normal user defined function. And the recursive function, this factorial we have already seen. So here by default they are passing 4 factorial, I'll get as a 24. And this is a square value of num, and they are returning as num double star 2. This represents what? And if I pass square value of 2, square value of -4, what output I'll get? To print statement calling a square value function, and what output I'll get? What's the output for first? What's the output for second? Parameter, for the parameter they are using double star 2, which means it will be in the square form. So what output for this line? What output for this line?
Four and 16.
Yes, correct. 4 and 16. So 2 power 2 means 4. Minus 4 whole square means minus will get plus, and 4 into 4 will get 16. The answer is 4 and 16. And the last one is, you can guess what output you get. Try to guess the output of the following code. Def swap is a function, two arguments x comma y, temp equal to x equal to y equal to temp, print x, print y. Outside the function they are declaring a variable value, x equal to 2, y equal to 3. Swap of x comma y, they are calling this swap function, and again printing x and y. So what output I get? What output for this two print statement? What output for this two print statement? There are totally four outputs. You can try. First, what output for this line?
3.
Okay, this one.
2.
Okay, here. It will give, even though I am calling a swap function, it will not this values will not be changed. So here I'll get 2 and here I'll get 3. So we'll check. So you can see here within the function we have swapped, so that this x and y value will get swapped. So x becomes 3, y becomes 2. But here, even though we have swapped, it's outside the function, so that x will be 2 and y equal to 3. So that I'll get x is 3, x is 2 and y is 3. So that's it. Anyone have doubt in this? We'll move to the quiz section. Anyone have doubt the functions? Shall we move to the quiz? Say yes or no. Anyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'll just post the link. And everyone try to join and you can attend the quiz. If you are completed the quiz, you can leave the meet.